Yeah, Jordy's like always down on like something bad's about to happen to him.
It's like, hey.
I know he's videoing and he's like,
This is the Boom Podcast. The podcast that shows you how to build an amazing business so you can build an amazing life. The Boom Podcast starts now.
oh, this is like. I've turned this into a butt roller. Not me, like you know the app roller.
Yeah.
If you do it like this, it's a butt roller. Oh, that hurts.
Guys getting a good stretch on, guys?
It hurts in a good
A
way.
good stretch on? Good. Good.
Hello,
Okay.
everybody, and welcome back to the
Okay.
Boom Podcast. I am Terry Wagoner. To my left is Todd Ferris.
Greetings and salutations.
To my right, his wife and partner in the business, Megan Ferris.
Hi. Hello.
And as always, working in the sound production booth is producer Christian. Good evening.
Good day, sir.
Welcome to... I wonder how long we get. Do you think we could ever actually do an episode like that where
No.
the whole time?
No.
It would be fun to try.
It would be really
It would be
fun to
fun.
try, just to be the most like we should do one on like license law or some really boring boring
How about-
legal stuff, and we just do it like
How about
that.
mineral rights?
Oh,
You know what?
yes. Air rights.
Yeah,
Minimum
crop
rights.
rights.
Mineral rights.
There's so
Mineral
many
rights.
rights.
What
you,
if
the
we did
landowner,
it-
Water
have.
rights.
If we
that
could
you don't
create
know.
a giant, what's it
Subterranean
called, where you
rights.
throw the ball and they fall into the water? Something. It's like a game at a carnival, and they
Oh,
sit
the
up
dunk
on
tank.
Dunk tank. What if we had a giant dunk tape? Okay, stick with me.
I like.
You're-
I'm
you're
with
in,
you right
right?
now. This is
You're-
great.
I'm just going to talk to Terry for a second.
Yes.
When you're in, we have a dunk tank for 4.
Yeah.
We try to do a podcast
So we all sit
in
on
a
the bench?
monotone. Yeah.
Okay.
And whoever laughs
Oh.
and breaks character first,
They're in the
boom,
water.
you're out. And
You
then
know
you're
what?
electrocuted because we are all mic'd up and stuff. But we'll figure that out,
Yeah,
right?
we'll figure that out.
figure
You know
it
what
out.
one of the greatest games was? It was on TV for just a little bit, and then I saw Jimmy Fallon play with it a little bit. It was like, I forget the name. It was like Silence or Library or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had to sit, so you'd have like 6 people around a table,
Yeah.
and they would randomly choose a game, and they'd have to play a game. And then the key was like the game would make them try, they would laugh at
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
point.
make me
Okay.
laugh.
It was it make me laugh?
Yeah,
Is
well, that
what
was in the 70s.
But like it was a big thing where
They
like
had
there'd be this
comedians say-
librarian that would stare at them if they got too loud, and then they couldn't break a threshold on the decibel reader or
that's
something
funny.
like that. But it's
Really?
really, really funny.
Do your,
Anyway, so-
do your kids
great.
watch the Try Not to Laugh challenge videos on YouTube and stuff?
No.
It's like these videos that are like 5 or 6 minutes long of just funny things happening, people falling down, random funny stuff, and the whole challenge is try not to laugh.
Try not to laugh. Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of
we
fun.
don't
like
allow
that.
them to do that, Terry.
Yeah.
My kids are busy listening to the podcast, so we got to
Yeah,
get
try
our
not to
numbers
laugh,
up.
kids. Try not to laugh. Shan't be hard.
That's I feel like that is the live version of what our speaking gigs are, is try not to laugh, and people are really, really good at it.
Yeah, they're just winning the
Yep.
game.
Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? What's wrong with Christian right now? What happened to you?
No, I
There's
I
something
went
on
to the
side.
shot of Megan. She was taking a tiny.
Oh man, I'll tell
She
you
was
what.
going. She was going.
Just a dainty,
Just trying to be as
gentle.
make as little noise as possible.
Oh, I see. A silent. She's trying to be quiet.
I don't know how Christian has this spidey sense, but literally every time he goes to me, almost,
You're
I'm
doing
doing
something-
something inappropriate.
embarrassing.
That's why you gotta
picking my
subscribe on YouTube. That's why you
nose,
gotta be on YouTube,
picking
man.
my-
It's
I
key.
mean, something is always going
Really?
on.
Always something happens.
And there's
there.
this like, and then I look at him and he's like, "I'm sorry,
Sorry.
like
Yeah.
you
I
just
didn't
stop
do it.
doing these
That's
things
Sorry.
That's
Pay
funny.
attention.
every time."
Okay, so welcome to the show. We are getting close to the end of season 2. It went by really fast.
Sad about it.
I feel like it just started, but it's gone really fast.
I think it's because our first season was 140 some odd episodes.
Maybe that's part of it.
This whole
Could be
13
part of why.
episode thing is like, whoa.
Well, that's not that many shows at all. We can do that. No, but it's been good though. You know what I do have though? Like the season goes fast, but I have a lot of homework on the back end from some of our conversation about getting all these
Seriously.
awesome killer systems in place. So there's lots to
True.
do.
Yeah.
True.
And hopefully everybody else feels the same way. So it's been good. But today we're talking about systems for retention.
Yes.
Retention.
This is fun. This is just like I'm thinking back. Like I know we're not at our outro segment yet, but like it's just kind of fun. Like we said, okay, sleep like this, wake up like this, treat your day like this, try to treat your people like this, and then you got your buyers and you got your sellers because now you got your business because you got your systems and you're doing your days right. And then you know what? You got so much business now. You need to recruit some people, and then all of a sudden now you're like, you know what? We can't just recruit people. We got to retain people.
We do.
And
or
that's
else
what we're
they're
at
all
today.
going to go. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to go. So that's fun. That's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about retention.
love season 2.
Because you know what is really, really hard to do?
What?
It's to maintain a team if you don't have a team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I did some math on it. And if you were at 2 and you lose 1, you're back to 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
I'm happy you ran the numbers.
I did.
Yeah,
I
just
had.
a little
I didn't. I had an assistant run the numbers for me.
On their way out the door.
Wait, before you leave.
Wait, how big's our team?
If
How big's
you
our
leave,
team?
where are we at?
Just shoot me a report. That's great.
Yep. So that's what we're talking about today is retention. Last week, we talked in our last podcast, we talked about recruiting teams. And remember, if you listen to that one, teams could literally just be you and an assistant.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say you have just that assistant. We want to keep them happy. So how do we retain them? What if you got a full team of sales agents, buyers agents, listing agent? How do you retain all those people? That's what we're going to be talking about today through wonderful systems to keep your team.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And we are the ones to talk about this because we have recruited a lot of people to our team, and we have lost a lot of people on our team. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just
A
teasing.
lot of learning.
A lot of learning.
Yes.
No, but it's good. It's good. It's a big piece of what we do and how we do our thing. So it'll be good.
sure.
Okay, do we need to... So we've been informed individually that there's a game in today's episode, and do we need to set it up now, or is it just going to happen to us during the... Like, we have to look to Todd. Todd has a game, as usual. We need to know, do we need to know something now, or is it just going to happen to us during the episode?
Let's just make it happen at some point.
Okay, I'm afraid.
We'll throw it
I
in.
know, he's so scary.
And he said he's got his own sounder for it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's it.
not it.
It's not the one. I do wonder how you're going to fire a sounder off your laptop when you have no sound at all for any reason today, Todd. That's weird.
Yeah.
He's going to vocally
That's
do it.
weird. My laptop just does not have volume today. I will tell you that for anybody that is not on YouTube, the game won't be as fun for you.
Oh, okay.
So, teaser. Go to YouTube. Oh, Christian doesn't have sound either.
Christian,
Do you know why you don't have sound?
the same reason you don't have sound?
Because you suck.
It's the same reason you don't have sound. Oh, Todd almost died taking a drink of water during
I
that.
knew where you were going, so I started to come out the nose.
Oh, no. Oh, that's no good. You know why you don't have sound?
You got me.
That's it. Okay, well, this is off to a great start. I'm looking at the outline of notes for this, and it says that we're going to play a game, but not yet. So,
Yeah, let's just...
yeah. Okay, so Megan, we're
Maybe
going to go
he'll
to you.
forget.
We're going to go to you talking about communication, please.
Let's do it.
Can we
Okay.
just get on track?
All right, let me just pull this back in right
Thank
now.
you.
So we're talking about retaining a team after you've built a team. So you've done the work. So let's go ahead and retain it because
Let's go ahead.
let's just not. Okay, or lose the people. Anyway.
Right.
Okay, so communication is going to be our number one system that we're going to talk about, okay? So we're going to hit the communication systems that you are going to have with your team to retain them and keep them with you. So first thing you want to have under your communication systems is some form of a water cooler, okay? So a lot of people, this is for your agents and your staff and leaders all to be in this one place because they need to communicate all the time and be able to have that. So we use Slack right now, which is
We do.
great. We've talked to a lot of other teams that just have a private Facebook page that
Yeah,
they communicate
like
a
a
lot
group,
on that. Yep. Just a place that people can come and collaborate all the time. Okay. That will build what we're doing with all of these systems is building retention and loyalty and all of that fun stuff within
Right.
the team. So that's good. Building connections. The next is our team leader touches. And this happens a lot. We've had people say it's kind of like when you talk to a client that had an agent list their house and they said, oh, they list my house and then I never heard from them again. It's
Yes.
kind of the same thing. Like, oh, this person recruited me and then they just left me,
Right.
you know, and I didn't have anybody to talk to or support
Yeah.
me. So team leader touches are very important. And when you're creating a system to this, you need to have them proactive and scheduled. And also as needed and random. Okay. So you're going to have these, like, literally, I have a day a week that I intentionally try and reach out to members on our team that need to
Nice.
be talked to.
Nice.
And then a certain amount of times you send things, and we'll dive into that in a minute. But the random as needed as well. That's like, hey, somebody is having a hard time because they had a bad transaction, or you know, something great happened and their kid just graduated high school, or whatever it is that you have as the leader have a finger on the pulse, and you're communicating with them and doing those touches just like you do with clients as you needed to. So and they can be calls, texts, GIFs, one-to-one time, notes, whatever it is. You know, anything. I said GIFs, not GIFs, but you could also send GIFs if you want.
GIFs and gifts.
Yes, both of those things are great to do.
That's good. You are really good at the GIFs, by the way. I'm
You
saying
talking about like GIFs?
graphic interchange.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're really good at that. And not like some people are ninja good, like it's like their full-time job is to do that.
yes.
You're not
So
that, because I
good.
think that's a little much. You're good at like a well-timed GIF. You know, not a constant everything you do is a GIF.
Yeah.
But just dropping one in there.
Nice.
It's good.
Thanks.
Photo bomb.
That scared me. Oh, I was looking the other direction. That scared me. But I love the sounder. Christian, fire the sounder again.
Photo bomb.
Wow. You worked on that last night? Did you get it ready?
It's like 1 a.m. I'm screaming in my office.
You said you had your own sounder. I mean, my mind was like you recorded it, you sent it to Christian.
No, it's a live
You had
sounder.
a mouth sounder.
It's a manual sounder.
You were just gonna
No, in the
bust
back of
out.
my head, I knew he was just gonna.
Oh, I was looking away, and all of a sudden the frick came in and like scared me a little bit. I'm like, oh my
Well,
god.
it was good timing, and I hate to interrupt you guys as you're having great talk. But you're talking about GIFs, and so guess what? We're gonna play a 2-part game. The first part of the photo bomb game is that everybody needs to find the last GIF that they sent somebody, the latest GIF, and share it with our YouTube audience. And so I thought I should have probably prepped myself better.
I have no idea.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough
This is
one.
the one
So
I did.
Okay, do,
So
do
Megan's
emojis
got
count, or does
one?
it have to be a GIF?
no, it's gotta be a GIF.
So an animated
GIF. Yeah, an animated. A general
is this
inspection
Todd? Who am I?
person.
Terry?
I think
Oh.
that's what GIF stands for.
Okay, there you
Oh
go.
wait, persons with an F. What's that? Oh yes, sup. Okay, so so for those that are listening again, if you're not on YouTube, Megan's last GIF was just a video, a little GIF of a basketball player, and I forget the guy's name, just walking by and giving kind of a naughty look into the camera, and then it says sup, and that's it.
Okay.
So, and by the way, as like we started to mention that we were going to do a game today, I started to think through the logistics of this game, and I realized it
Yes.
may not be as fun
You know
as
what?
I thought.
It's great. I did send that GIF right before the podcast started to I'm not joking, a team member on our team that I haven't talked to in about a week or two. She's just off running her thing.
Yeah.
So I just sent her the little sup GIF. So, see, there you
Okay.
go. Ties
So, yeah.
right in.
No
To everything.
reason to like overthink it and figure out, like, just
Yes.
send a sup GIF.
Actually, she is way better than me and will just send me the best things ever and brighten my day. And so I just
This
send
is
stuff back.
extremely
She's
difficult.
fabulous.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
And
gonna
what I
go
just
away.
You guys
realized-
do not send enough
As
gifts.
we're looking through our text, I realized that some of these are coming to me. I was looking for a cheat system, so I knew
What?
if I was sending the text or because you can go to just info and then it'll say
Oh, here's mine. I got
last
it.
one that was sent.
Oh, mine is Megan. You were on this thread too.
Yes.
We had a new recruit say they were going to join up with FPG, and
No, hold
so
up
I
in front of
sent,
Megan's
I
camera
sent the Fresh Prince dancing with his
Yes.
cousin. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah.
That's a classic.
That's a good one. It's a
That's a
classic.
good
A lot
one.
of people have
Yep.
done that one.
Like
That's
that
a fun one. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
I just realized too, like, Megan, I just went through your, you, me, and our assistant have a thread going, and I went through about 25 gifts, and none of them were from you. It's just basically you and the assistant.
So I will say she has the best gift game. There are two people I can think of: Eric Cavalcanti and Holly Stoffer, our amazing executive assistant. Her gift game is on point.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me laugh out loud. It surprises me. It just like she finds these that are just, it's an art if you can do it well, and she has mastered that.
Okay.
And just to explain to the listeners
Yes.
who aren't on YouTube,
Yes.
What is a GIF?
I'm sure they are so happy to be listening to this podcast right now.
Yeah, it really took a nosedive when normally the game hits and the energy level spikes and we have
I
a great
really,
time.
this is backfiring quickly.
A tiny little.
You're struggling the most at your own game. You should have had the first one ready.
One that I said.
And then,
So it's a tiny little movie that plays in a loop.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Christian really does want to
Nice.
explain it.
Yes, the tech tip of it.
No, it's not a tech
No, it's
tip.
not a tech tip.
No, it's
the
just-
I'm not firing
technical- Nope. Okay. The
All right, what is
explanation.
yours?
All right. I'm going to.
Is it appropriate?
I'm going to go to Christian's camera, or is that one? I'm going to Terry's
Yeah,
camera.
go to Terry's.
All right.
My camera's over
Oh,
there,
it's
dude.
Megan.
That's
It's
Megan's
Megan.
camera.
It's Megan's. It's camera 3,
Oh,
Todd.
here, I got it. There it is.
There's
You got
a-
Ron Burgundy.
Oh,
Oh,
we had a
that's
little
so
Ron
good.
Burgundy
Can I get
in
an
there.
amen?
Can I get an amen?
Todd, that's camera 3.
Can
I mean, really.
Can anybody do a Ron Burgundy voice? Who's got his Ron Burgundy?
Oh, I don't know that I can.
Oh, you almost went there just saying
No,
that.
I
I
really
don't
Burgundy.
know that I can.
Can you
Anyways.
do a Ron Burgundy one?
No.
Is that the second part of the game? I didn't hear the
I
sound.
remember
during
like
that.
back in like episode like 4. I don't
Yeah.
know. We tried to do impersonations,
We're
and
bad.
all of us.
We're
were
not good
yes.
at impersonations.
That's not our.
Terry's got
that's
the
not
best abilities to do so, but
It's not
Christian's
good.
got a couple
I-
good ones.
you know-
on the
you know what I do?
I don't
Todd
do Ron
Johnson.
Burgundy, though.
I can do impressions of people that are like friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Like not celebrities at all. I can't
Yeah.
do celebrity
You
impressions.
do a good
but, like,
Martin
I can do-
Short when he's Jiminy Glick.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Let's move on.
let's
Anyway,
move on.
okay.
This derailed
Yes,
quickly,
totally
but don't
did. All
worry.
right.
Megan,
There's
you
a
were
second
talking
part
about-
coming.
Oh no. Okay,
That did not work. Let's try it again later.
we'll get you some good content before Todd talks again. Okay, so all right, we just talked through your communication systems. You've got some kind of water cooler. You've got team leader touches that you're staying in contact, and then some online communication with your team. So that's things like you're commenting on their social media posts. If they're doing videos, you're sharing their listings, all the things that they're doing. You are online interacting and promoting them so that they have that loyalty. And a hot tip, you have a hot tip that goes
Well, no.
with
Just gotta
What?
say it first.
Oh, okay.
you gotta then verify it's a hot tip.
My bad.
We don't open that one and close it up. It's just the one on the end.
Yep.
Hit the
Fact
post.
check false.
Hit the post.
So every one of these is going to have a little hot tip. So hot tip on this one is use your CRM and calendar to schedule these touches and communication. So
It's a hot tip.
There
right?
it is.
That CRM, you guys, it's not just for your clients. It can be
Yeah.
for, we talked about this in the last one, the potential team members. And then once you have team members, use your CRM to put them in there and be communicating with them consistently.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
Communication. Check.
Check.
Todd, let's go over to you and we'll talk about meetings, interaction, things of that nature.
Yes. So this is going to fall just in line with communication, but this is more intentional communication. Maybe it's in group form, whatever. But basically meetings, you need to have meetings and interaction with your team, your members. And so this can be done in a multitude of ways. You can do virtual meetings. So if you're running a large brokerage, I'm guessing not all of your agents are in the office every day. So maybe you could set up some virtual meetings with them. GoToMeeting.com is an inexpensive way to do that.
Yep.
Zoom, M3s.
Well, that's our
That's
version.
our thing. Is
Yeah,
on
that's
the
our
GoToMeetings,
version.
right.
Well, yeah. Good to
So,
meeting, yeah.
but you can basically do virtual meetings, and it can be one-on-one, it can be with a group, it can be whatever you want it to be. But it's a great way of saying, hey, if you can't make it into the office, why don't you jump online with me real
Yes.
quick and let's talk through something.
Oh,
all
that's
right?
good. That's
a
good.
good one. Even now, like with your phones, you can do group FaceTimes, which
Yes.
is a lot of fun. I don't know
Amazing.
if you can do that with a Droid.
We don't really know much about it.
But how
Droids,
fun
no
is
droids,
that? You
really,
can
no.
just like group video conference
Yeah.
people in and
Yeah.
have a little chat.
I did that the other day with
Did
a
you?
husband and wife when we were talking about an
Fabulous.
inspection response, and I realized quickly the wife had no idea that her camera was
Oh
on.
no!
Oh.
Not like anything bad. It's just
Well, that's good.
She was up to her ear. Was
yeah.
that it? She
Well,
was holding
no,
it to
she
her
was just
face?
kind of like talking like it was on speakerphone.
Oh, like this.
Did
she roll her
so
eyes
you're
at
seeing
you?
like you're seeing like forehead up a lot of
that's
times.
awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, so virtual is good, but live is even better. Now
Yes.
live can be for us. Our team runs. We are virtual meetings every week,
Yes.
and then we do a live meeting once a month. All right, and then of course we'll do live one-to-ones and different trainings like that throughout it. But these can be during these. I mean, heavy. You can do heavy on training if you want. Just be careful. Like today's agent, they can get burnt out by that if it's a lot of that. So motivation's always good. Recognition's always good. And if you have a large brokerage, you're going to have different people that are looking for different things out of
Right.
those meetings. So really, the best thing you can do is have a mix. You got trainings, motivations, recognition, team building challenges, all kinds of fun stuff that you can throw in there just make sure that you mix it up. Whether it's in the same meeting, you're mixing it up, or from meeting to meeting, you're mixing it up.
Yep.
You will get better response from everybody associated with those meetings.
Nice.
All right. Another like little trick is do client appreciation events.
Yeah.
If you are hosting those or helping fund them, and you're allowing your agents to bring their clients, they're going to feel so thankful, and they're going to be thankful for what you've put in. And so it's great on retention, because those are things that they're not going to want to do themselves.
Right.
But if you're doing it for them, then they find true value, and it's harder for them to want to leave.
Yeah.
And then the last one, semi-annual evaluations. Make sure, and this can be more often, less often. I would say probably not less than twice a year, but at least twice a year. Make sure you're sitting down with all your team members and just doing a formal evaluation. And this is not a one-way street. It's two ways. You want to talk about their performance and what they've been doing, how it can get better, the things they're happy about, but also you want to know, what can I be doing better for you?
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a two-way street.
Yeah.
Do you know,
So-
I looked up what the number one, like the top reasons that people leave a team, and did some research on that. And a lot of times it was, or the majority of times it was, they didn't feel like they were being heard, or that they felt like their opinion mattered, or they had a voice, whether it was accepted or not, that they could even express that all the time. So I think that's really important, to have some kind of meeting that's always set where you can both talk, and it's an
two-way
open forum.
street,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I also forgot to put in there that we do our summer retreats and incentive events.
Trips, yeah.
That it's not business. We're just spending time together to really just bond and do some team building and bonding and building a relationship and loyalty. So
Yeah.
And not just with that person, but a lot of times we'll do our family friendly team
Yeah,
events
yep.
and like our summer retreat, all that fun stuff. We'll bring the families in, because again, if you've got the husband's your agent, you need to win over the wife as
You
well.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
sure.
want to win
It's
the
a
whole
team.
family over, so that they're
sure.
all invested in it. So
Right.
And then a last thing, a little hot tip for you is, as you develop these things and design these ways of meeting, start to get others involved in it. In fact, you can even get them involved earlier through the design phase, because when people are associated with building something, they feel truly invested in it, and they don't want to leave it. So it's really good for retention when people feel like they're able to build the platform that you're going for.
Yep.
Okay,
It's a
where
hot
was the tip there? That was a long,
That was it.
That was a long tip.
Yes, it was, but I hit the manual sounder. It's a hot tip. It's a hot tip.
Trying to distill it to a tip.
Yep.
It's like,
It's a hot thesis.
It's a hot
That's
paragraph.
just a good example of me writing a bullet point right
Right,
there.
yeah, yeah.
It's like one run-on
Nailed it.
sentence too long. Yep.
Oh,
Awesome.
good. Megan.
Okay.
More
Here we go.
things.
Here we go.
Say more things.
We've
oh,
got-
one more thing on that. The old
Yes.
cliche in business is that people leave bosses, not companies.
I like that.
That's
I like
so
that.
good. Yeah, the leader
Yeah.
can make or break you.
Because companies spend a lot of time trying to retain, and then they ignore the one-on-one relationship that's the most important to the employee,
Yeah.
which is the one they have with the person that's managing
It's
them.
really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Nice.
That's a hot tip.
That
It's
is-
not really.
That's
Okay,
not a hot tip. It's a
Give it-
lukewarm
it's
tip.
a hot tip.
there we go.
Okay, so we've got two more bullet point systems that we want to talk through, and one is creating that team loyalty, which Todd alluded to just a bit, but to build a great retention system, if you can create loyalty amongst your team, I mean,
Yeah.
that's why people stay together, even if they're not always happy or they're not getting paid $1 bajillion. There is a loyalty if that's, if the team has built that. So first thing, create team member to team member interactions. This is great, and something we've really been working on is getting the team members to bond. It's not just the leader agent, it's also that relationship, it's agent to agent. So
Yeah.
things like accountability challenges and when you do little breakout sessions at meetings, or
Right.
you pair them up to do a task. Also, we try to promote that a lot. Like, hey, we have somebody on our team named Kate who's really great at Instagram, and Nicole's great at Snapchat. So we try to have people go talk to them and use them as a
Right.
resource to build a relationship. They help show each other's houses or go to closings. So just really promote that somehow. However you do it, we just do it throughout meetings and challenges and all of that fun stuff. Team loyalty. We also love swag.
Oh, boy.
I really wanted Terry to talk about this one.
I give a bad rap. I'm fine with swag. But there's a stigma.
Do you have
out
your
there
one
about
slide
me
presentation on
that
swag?
says no. We deleted that
Okay.
because you'd seen it enough times.
Okay. Oh, we
we
never
could find it.
fail to run a joke into the ground.
Yes.
That's true.
Don't be scared.
That's true. I have
nothing
no
else.
problem with swag, Megan. You can speak freely about swag.
Okay. So basically, it is. I
That's really
calling
stupid,
it
Megan. I can't believe it. No, don't listen. Ignore this. No, this is. I'm just joking.
I'm
just
calling
teasing.
this a system, but really it's just branding. It's that you
Right.
have everything on your team branded,
Yeah.
your swag, your logos, your content that the whole team puts out there, that you have given them all of this branding that makes them loyal to the brand. So you're kind of encompassing everything. You have that one-to-one relationship, but then they're building this relationship with the actual brand.
Right.
So provide all that stuff. It's great. We do it in closing bags, giveaways, anything that's shareable, like our marketing. We do little things that you can put on Instagram and Facebook and all of that. So
Yeah.
that's some great ways to build some more loyalty. And a hot tip. Are you ready for this one?
Oh, stand by.
This one's short.
Do you want the manual
And I did write it.
version, or do you want the sounder version?
I want to. Let me
Okay,
try
you
to
got
earn
it.
it.
I feel like I can do it.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Oh,
Let me see if I can earn it.
do it the right way.
Let the wrong people leave.
It's a hot tip.
Right? Anyway, I think
That
that's
was good.
important on
Yeah, it was
retention.
succinct.
Yeah. You just gotta let the wrong people go,
Yeah.
man. Don't let it break your heart if they're not fitting in and they're not meant to be retained by you, or you don't want them to be. Let it go.
let it go. Oh no!
Photo bomb.
It scared me again. Oh goodness!
So aggressive.
All right, let's get out your phones
I
again,
love that
people,
sounder though.
for the photo.
Even though the game sucks, I really like the sounder. I hope we can like somehow keep the sounder.
Okay, just real
Okay.
quick. Everybody quiet. Todd.
Oh, sorry.
And hit the sounder, and I'll record it.
Oh, perfect. So it could be a drop.
Everybody?
It could be a drop.
Okay. Wait, do you want the whole thing or just the noisy part?
Give me the sounder.
Okay.
The whole sounder. We'll count you in
And-
3, 2.
Photo bomb.
Okay, Megan, you came in with a high pitch. I have to do it again.
You squealed a little bit. All right, it's try not to laugh time. It's try not to laugh.
ready?
All right, let's try it again.
In
In 3,
three,
2.
Photo bomb.
That whole time I was going.
I think I can cut it. We're
All
good.
right, so here's the next stage of the game. This was gonna be because I thought it was fun. Like everybody just takes selfies at this point in their life. Like even if it's you're trying to take a picture of a furniture, and you still like get yourself in it. So my original game was gonna be, what was the last photo that you took that was not a selfie? But then I was looking through my stuff and I sent like text screenshots of instructions and like I took a picture of our barn because I'm tearing it down and they're gonna build it back up and weird things like
Seriously,
that.
I
So it
leave
got
for
kind of
2
boring
hours.
on my phone. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to let you play it out your way.
Yeah.
Look for the last photo that you had that wasn't a selfie and the last photo that you had that was a selfie. And what's more entertaining? Let's play that one and let's let people know what that is. So
Okay, so it's an A/B comparison. Are we weighing in on your photos? Which more interesting?
Oh no, you just
Oh, you're
you
just
choose
deciding which
personally
one to
which one
share.
you think is better, because right now this game, like you said, it does suck.
Okay,
So
okay.
we're gonna try to spice it up and let you do your own thing. So I am going to my last photo, and I'm gonna go to Megan's camera. Terry, you mind helping me out
Yeah,
there?
gotcha. Yep.
Look at this. This I put. If you're a Facebook follower, you saw this picture. But
Okay, that's
all right.
adorable.
I'm trying. Oh, I'm sorry.
So, for those that are listening, there's a photo of myself and my son. We went out and had a special lunch date. He's 3 years old, and we both kind of did the same face in
That's a
this
good
little
one.
selfie. It was fun.
It's
we had a
good.
good time.
It's a
it was a
fun
good
pic.
lunch date.
It's a fun pick.
Until he started.
It's cute.
He bites his tongue when he eats a lot. And so, like,
Oh, I
and he
understand.
bit on it, and I thought he was choking, so I freaked out, and he was
Oh,
just
that's
like
so
really
sad.
hurting, and then he spit his food out, and he was fine, but he was crying and stuff.
Oh, you saved his life. Is
That's
what
the way I
happened.
look at it.
Yeah. I
So
think-
good
I
time was
agree.
had by all.
It was, except for him during that moment.
All in all,
So
not
that
bad.
was the selfie picture.
I went with selfie.
He went with selfie.
Okay.
You don't
because the
have
last
to.
non-selfie picture I had was a picture of the inside of my barn.
So I feel
Pretty
like
exciting.
it took me a long time to go back to find a selfie picture. So I feel like maybe you're taking too many selfies.
Maybe it's just
it might
me.
be all
Am
about
I just
you.
reflecting on myself? Is that what it is?
Point of order. My last photo was a selfie.
What's happening?
Sorry.
I literally had to go back.
Maybe
Okay,
there's some
but
ego
it's fine.
involved in this. What does that say about us?
That's right.
So what is yours,
Let's
Terry?
see.
Mine. I'm not gonna go with the selfie because it's just
Okay.
a selfie with me and my daughter. But,
well, that's cute.
And what he already did the kid
Kid
thing.
thing.
So I think it's more interesting in this particular moment to
Can we see it right in
yeah,
front of
yep,
Megan?
to share it. It's me last night. Nice night out. It's grilling, and there's a beer. saying, out here living my best life.
We ma.
Oh, you're a
Wee
charcoal griller, huh?
Weemek. I am a charcoal griller currently. I switched over a little bit ago. And
Do you notice a difference?
Yeah, it's harder. It's harder.
It's harder and it's not as hot.
Yeah, it's just more difficult so far. But I like it, though. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun challenge.
Yeah.
Good times.
Weemek is a local beer here in Indianapolis.
Yep,
Good stuff.
Sun King
One of my
Brewery.
favorites.
Shouts out.
My last selfie was a long time ago too with the kiddos.
Just
when
put
we
it in front of
when we
Terry's
fly
hair.
on an
Right here?
airplane, we send pictures back and forth. But this was a non-selfie, and it was what Todd was doing this morning. Can you see it?
Take some coordination.
Oh.
Is the shed that he's been tearing.
Why
Here,
don't you
let
give
Terry,
it to
let-
Terry, and then you can talk. Yeah.
Okay. So really, my
oh.
last picture I took today that
blocked
wasn't
out.
a selfie was Todd's socks sitting on the podcast table and Terry's face, and I decided not to share that because poor Terry was stuck with it. But this is the shed that Todd was working on this morning and yesterday with our 3-year-old, and
Oh
he's
my
trying
gosh.
to tear it down himself. So that's me in the
Yeah.
closet getting ready, looking out the backyard, and there's Todd destroying the shed, deciding he's now going to tear it down, I guess, and put everything in the garage.
Todd,
So-
is that a gas grill at the bottom there?
That is a gas grill.
Hey, yeah, how's that working out?
Go gas.
Yeah, I will.
that's
I will
funny.
tell you that when I was working on the roof this morning, I got some negative feedback from family members. Apparently, you shouldn't have your 3-year-old son at the top of a long ladder.
Catching
and,
asbestos shingles.
catching asbestos
Hitting him
shingles
with a
and
bat
trying
on
to
the
hit
way.
him with a bat. And apparently, you shouldn't do it in flip flops. So news to me.
Fun fact.
Roofing and flip flops.
Here
I
you
don't
are,
see
though.
what's wrong.
Here you are, though. Live to tell about it. What do you have, Christian? Why isn't your sound working, Christian?
I would, because I suck.
Okay.
I'd love to play, except my camera is that camera right there.
Oh. Well,
Which means I can't get to my phone.
well, for the audio podcast, describe the picture.
Oh, it's probably me and my daughter.
There it is.
There you go. There
That's
you
a
go.
good one.
Because we were out of town last weekend,
Love
so we
it.
did a couple.
What
different
great
stops.
dads you guys are. Good job, dads. Kudos. Hoots to you. Hoots to
All right, so
you.
we've covered communication with regards to retention. We've covered meetings and interaction. We've covered team loyalty. Todd,
Yeah,
it's time for enrichment.
What's kind of fun
Let's
about
enrich.
like everything we talked about so far is very like communicate, like just relationship
Yeah.
business, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we haven't even talked about like just what could you offer?
Oh.
Just like
Yep.
couldn't you offer them leads? Couldn't you
Oh,
offer
yeah.
them more training? Couldn't
Yeah.
you offer them client appreciation events like we said, where they get to go to client events and invite their people on your dime? Couldn't you offer incentive trips or
Yep.
incentive things? There was a company actually I think I heard that our company way back in the day, they used to offer like Rolex watches if you sold a certain amount.
Really?
And then as they grew to be Indiana's largest brokerage,
They're like, "Ooh, can't afford the Rolexes
Can't afford that.
Here's
anymore."
your fossil watch. We'll be good.
Yeah, right.
but could you offer those things in terms of just ways to give them more in their pocket or
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
business or what? But
How
what
about
about?
a Game of Thrones knighting ceremony?
I don't see why not.
Swords.
Swords. Here's your
Swords.
team sword.
But then what about things so those are things that maybe help better their business in terms of their relationships with their clients and their relationships with their family if they're going on incentive trips.
Yeah.
But what about things that can help their business and their time? So could you offer them transaction coordinators, executive assistants to help the inside sales agents, client care, marketing, all the stuff that basically if you think about all the things you're doing in your business, could you help facilitate and alleviate some of those
Yeah.
pains from their business so they have more time to do either life or business? And then all of a sudden now they're looking at like, wow, I can't leave. Like all my leads come from them.
Right.
Or how would I even do a transaction? I've never had
Yep.
to do this. And
Yeah.
so that all of a sudden it makes them, and I'm not saying you don't want them to like not leave because they're afraid to leave, but you want them to not leave because they love what they get. So
Yeah.
Yes.
So enrich
Yep.
their lives and their business. And I've got a little hot tip for you.
Uh-oh. We'll be the judge of that.
Build a great retention rate on purpose.
It's a hot tip. I sang with it.
That was good. It was
Sang
Double
with
hot
it.
tipped them.
You did. But basically, just do it on purpose. If you want to keep your people, then make sure that you're giving them good
Yeah.
stuff that they don't want to leave. Right?
Yep.
Same thing. Like, would you want to leave yourself?
What? I get it. I get it
no.
now. I get it. Nice. Okay, that's how you retain your people.
Put yourself in their shoes. That's a better way of saying it.
That was
Now
good.
you know. Email info@boomrealestatepodcast.com. Todd, we're going to wrap this episode, by the way, with your sounder one more time. Just be ready for that. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook as well. We are on Stitcher. We are on iTunes. Leave us ratings and reviews there. We will love you forever, regardless of what happens. Check out Real Estate on Purpose, reonpurpose.com. We will see you next time on the Boom Podcast. Season 2 rolls on.
Boom, boom, boom podcast.